Decent work. No, I didn't want it. Besides, anyway, back in the olden times, before all this online bullshit, that's what they would do. They would sit and they would sing work songs, wouldn't they, to get them motivated and everything. So I don't have that, so I've got to do that and imagine that with a gang of workers outdoors, and then we all sing along. So let's go round again, maybe we'll turn by the hands of time. Let's go round again one more time. Whoa, 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 whoa. Yeah, Mariah Carey, Dire Straits on Every Street album complete, right? Calling Elvis, is anybody home? Calling Elvis, you're all alone. Well, tell him I was calling, wish him well. Leave my number, Heartbreak Hotel. Yeah, love me tender, baby don't be cruel. Return to sender, treat me like a fool. Calling Elvis, is anybody home? Calling Elvis, you're all alone. Didn't leave the building, can you come to the phone? Calling Elvis, I'm here all alone. On Every Street. Gotta be a record of you someplace. Gotta be on somebody's books. The lowdown, a picture of your face. Your injured looks, the sacred and profane. Pleasure and the pain. Somewhere your fingerprints remain concrete. And it's your face I'm looking for on every street. And it's your face I'm looking for on every street. When it comes to you, if we can't get along, we ought to be apart. And I'm wondering, where'd you get that cold, cold heart? Set me free, sign my release. I'm tired of being the villain of the piece. And Elise with the piece. Elise and Annalise can. You give me a bad time. Tell me what I do. Can always get a hard time only when it comes to you. Saying things that you didn't have to. Can always get a hard time only when it comes to you. And Fade to Black. That one. That's a wee dirty song. Apparently, it's about like two folk wanting us. Something to do with a three-way or something. Well, it's just one interpretation, isn't it? But that's the genius music, isn't it? It has multiple interpretations. I was just thinking there. See if I could actually I could just jump into a Dire Straits tribute band. The only thing is I can't play guitar, right? Well, I can play it, I dabble in this and that, right? So I could do the Calling Elvis, diddle kind of bit in the middle, and then I could do that. I could sort of get away with that, right? But so what I would have to do is I'd be Martin Offord, but I would hold the guitar and just pretend to play most of the shit and just have someone play it as if I'm playing it, and then for the odd bit I could come in, so like two Martin Offords, that kind of thing, because obviously I've got the voice, I've got a fucking brilliant voice, obviously, But what's the next one? Heavy Fuel. Heavy Fuel. I think that's another clever one. Heavy Fuel, because it's kind of like it's based on Martin Amos's book Money. So it's obviously got the literary quality to it. Martin Amos, Kingsley Amos's son. I've bought the book, but I've not read it. But obviously that song was based off that thing. So that's what the great songwriters do, isn't it? A little bit like Sting, as Bob Geldof said. He basically absorbs art, and then just condenses it into, and to quote Sting, it's almost more difficult, isn't it? Coming up with something small, rather, from what was it he said? Writing a novel seems to be like taking small ideas and making them big, whereas a song is taking a big idea and making it small. I hung my head early one morning with time to kill. I borrowed Jeb's rifle and sat on the hill. And then he accidentally shoots a person, ends up in court, and then he hung his head. Down, and then he had the horns from Sam and Dave, so it was a bit of a nod to the old. It's nice that, isn't it? But anyway, back to the what was it? Last time I was sober, man, I felt bad. Was the worst hangover that I'd ever had. It took 6 hamburgers and scotch all night. Nicotine for breakfast just to keep me right. 'Cause if you wanna run cool, if you wanna run cool, you wanna run cool, you got to run on heavy, heavy fuel. Heavy, heavy fuel. Heavy, heavy fuel. Yeah. I'll just cut it short, down to the breakdown. My chick loves a man who's strong. The things she'll do to turn me on. I love the babes. Don't get me wrong. Yeah, that's why I wrote this song. Yeah. What's the next one? There's Planter New Orleans, and there's My Parties. I aim to please. It's casual entertaining. I aim to please. I don't care about the Dolphins or and running out of nothing. In my deep freeze is casual entertaining. We aim to please. Pick your key, any key, just float between different keys. How long is a good one? Finish on a high, finish on a positive, because there's a few intonation issues there, wasn't there? How long, baby, how long? See, I'm finishing on a fucking, look at that, look at the voice, a cappella. How long, baby, how long has it been? How long you gonna keep me wondering? How long before you're sure? How long before you see stalling me was wrong? How long you gonna keep slapping my hands away? How long you gonna keep my love at bay? How long before you're sure my love is strong? Whoa. How long? Down, guitar solo, down. He speaks through the guitar, really, doesn't he? But more with I'd be the opposite. My voice would be better than it'd be equal. I can do the odd bit on the guitar, but it wouldn't be. What have I missed? Any other songs? Any other ones? Obviously, there's the B-sides. Kingdom. Oh, that was a good one. Kingdom Come. And Millionaire Blues. Let's try Millionaire Blues. That's B-side. Down. I forget that one, but it's quite clever. He gets into character. Maybe that was him sort of flirting with the idea of acting, but he got into character there. It wasn't too bad. Never walk in this town again. Yeah, that kind of thing. Anyway, Ken How Martin Offler invented rap. Wanting lots of flashing and the quality control. Somebody threw and spanning through it in a hole. There's rumors in the loading bay and anger in the town. Somebody blew a whistle and the walls came down. There's leaking in the boardroom, they're trying to trace a smell. There's leaking in the washroom, sneaking personnel. Somewhere in the corridor, someone was heard to sneeze. Goodness me, could this be industrial disease? Caretaker was crucified for sleeping in his post. Refusing to be pacified is him they blame the most. Watchdog of rabies, the foreman got the fleas. Everyone's concerned about industrial disease. There's panic on the switchboard, tongues and knots. Some come out in sympathy, some come out in spots. Some blame the management, some the employees. Everybody knows it's the industrial disease. There's quite clever lyrics in that later on where it's like they're pointing at the enemy to keep you deaf and blind. They want to sap your energy, incarcerate your mind. Give me a Rule Britannia gassy beer, page 3. 2 weeks in your Spanish Sunday strip tease. Meanwhile, of course, Jesus says, I'll cure it soon. Abolish Monday mornings and Friday afternoons, the 4-day week or 3-day week, whatever. Other one's out on a hunger strike, he's dying by degrees. How come Jesus gets industrial disease? Interesting. Parkinson. When it goes, Dr. Parkinson declared, I'm not surprised to see you here. You got smoker's cough from drinking, brewer's drip from drinking. Interesting. There's another one. Brewer's drip from drinking beer. Did you know, a little trivia fact, that Dire Straits they were first called Brewer's Drip, and then they changed their name. Brewer's drip from drinking beer. I don't know how you came to get the Betty Davis knees, but worst of all, young man, you've got industrial disease. He wrote me a prescription. He said, you're just depressed. I'm glad you came to see me to get this off your chest. Come back and see me later. Ding, next patient, please. Send another victim of industrial disease. And then so Dr. Parkinson is a reference to Parkinson's law, which is something like, it states that, Parkinson's law states that the amount of work, a bit like today, the amount of work, work fills the space allotted to it. In other words, you do the same job. Like if I've got 8 hours to do the same job, you'll take 8 hours to do it. You know, you know what I mean? Rather than being efficient. So that's a kind of nod to that, you know, efficiency, and that was probably an issue in the 80s, you know, industrialization and efficiency and something like that. But that's a wee nod to that. I thought that was quite cool how as well, on the Love Over Gold album, where he talks about, same song. He goes, I'm thunderstruck. They got free speech, tourists, police, and trucks. 2 men say that Jesus, one of them's got to be wrong. There's a protest singer. He's singing a protest song. He says the what? Let's get it right. Want to have a war? They keep your factory. They want to have a war. They keep us on our knees. They want to have a war to stop us buying Japanese. They want to have a war to stop industrial disease. They're pointing out the enemy to keep you deaf and blind. They want to sap your energy and incarcerate your mind. You know, it's the same thing that's happening today, really, isn't it? Essentially the same old fucking story. And you know, so I thought it was quite cool. It was I'm thunderstruck, obviously a reference to, I don't know the time that album was released, but I'm assuming that was a reference to Thunderstruck, again, Brian Johnson, two great Geordie boys that went on to be successful, and of course the great mates now, and that's a beautiful thing, isn't it? Like AC/DC and Dire Straits going to be more different, but it's beautiful, isn't it, how they both, but obviously had a lot of respect for them, and then obviously Sting, three great Geordies there, and of course they all collaborated, you know. And a writer will do that, won't they? They'll quote other things and anyway, right?